Yeah, so story time. So I go into Subway a couple days ago. And I just want the basics. You know, I tell the lady, she's like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, hey, I'm good. It's raining outside. And she's like, oh, you shouldn't wear your phone on your side like that on your clip. It's a phone clip. I'm like, oh, okay. She was like, people drop their phone all the time, and they have all this stuff in their phone. And I'm looking at this lady like, yes, ma'am. And she like, yeah, people lose their stuff, and they keep all this secure information in there. I'm like, all right. And she was like, yeah, so then she looking at me as if she's waiting on me to take my phone out of my phone clip. And I have my work phone and I have my personal cell. And I'm looking at her like, are we both waiting on something? Cause, so finally she like, yeah, so anyway, I'm like, right. She was like, so, how can I help you? And I was like, I want to get a meatball sub on the honey wheat bread, not toasted. I just want meatball, oregano, and some bacon. She like, okay, got it. So she get over to the bread cabinet. She go, what kind of bread? I start looking around because I don't know if she asking me or somebody else, because I was like, oh, ma'am, I'm going to do the honey wheat. Oh, we don't have any. All right. Well, let me just do white bread. And she was like, all right, cool. You want it toasted? I'm really getting confused because I know I gave all this information. I'm like, no, ma'am. I just wanted regular bread. She like, all right, cool. So she get over there to the meatballs. She put the meatballs on. What kind of cheese? Yeah, I don't want any cheese, ma'am. She like, you don't want no cheese? No, I don't want any cheese. I'm not really sure if anybody else does, but I don't want any cheese. So she's like, all right. So she put the oregano on. She was like, anything else on here? I was like, yeah, just a bacon. She was like, you want bacon on a meatball sub? I was like, yes, ma'am. This sub is mine, just for the record. I'm not, and she was like, all right, bacon. Okay. You want that heated up? I was like, sure. She go heat it up. I get my sub. We finally make it out of there. I get to my car, and this gentleman come up to me. I'm imagining, I don't know this for a fact or whatever, but I'm imagining that this gentleman was homeless. He comes up to my car. He has on, I'm just judging from the type of clothes he has on, the bags of his belongings, what appears to be his belongings in his hand. And he had on, again, it's raining, so he did have on like a rain guard suit or whatever. And so he goes, hey, sir, how you doing? I'm like, I'm good. I'm getting in my car. I'm like literally about to close my door, right? And he's like, sir, if I could just bother you for 1 second. I said, listen, sir, I just used my debit card. I have no change. And usually I don't mind. It is what it is. If I got it, boom, 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 whatever. So I'm like, I don't have no change. He was like, oh no, I don't need any money. He said, sir, I'm hungry. He was like, is there any way you can get me something to eat? Now I'm in the Subway parking lot, and by the Subway there's a Burger King, and there is a like a Hardee's, McDonald's. I mean, it's all kind of stuff. And I said, sure, sir. I said, what would you like to eat? And he was like, it's a little Thai restaurant right here. I was like, okay. I said, look, I don't have a lot of time. How long do they take? He was like, oh, they're pretty fast. I was like, okay, let's go. I said, he said, all you got to do is you can go in, I can order, you pay, and then you can go. Because I was blown away by the way this was all just like happening, I said, sure, because man. So we get inside the Thai restaurant. I walk in, and this gentleman proceeds to make his order. And when I tell you he knew that menu, this guy was like, can I get the Hunan da-da-da-da-da chicken? I want a side of rice. He was like, I want to get this sauce, whatever the case may be. And I was like, all right. And after he got done ordering, the guy was like, yeah, your total will be $19.99. His lunch was more expensive than my sub, right? So I go, okay. My man stepped back. Like, let me get out your way so you can handle your business. And just, boop, paid. And I paid. I looked around. Like, what the hell just happened in my life just that fast? I paid and I left. And the moral of the story is this. Wow. Some people will have the wherewithal to just make it happen. And it ain't never wrong with just asking. You never know who'll say yes. But that was crazy. Yep, Jay.